Welcome back to The Magicians.
Hi.
I'm Stella Appleman.
And I'm Jason Mave.
And I'm Jason Hale. That didn't work. Hale Ralph.
Action.
There's a door somewhere. Hidden deep in a forgotten remembrance. Charlton gives Elliot the crux of this episode, which is that in order for him to escape the monster, in order for him to get his body back, he must find his darkest memory. He must find the one thing that terrifies him.
Huh. So just my most repressed and traumatic memory. This'll be fun.
Action.
It was really fun to just go through and flesh out Elliot's backstory in a way we never have before. We've always talked about it in general terms, but to find individual scenes, individual moments in his backstory was a huge workload and an absolute delight.
I've been longing to kind of delve deeper into Elliot's psychology for the last 3 years, so it's nice that this episode really takes a stab at that. This moment, I think, was kind of expanded by Sarah Gamble. When I auditioned for Elliot, she gave me a monologue in which he discloses to Quentin that this traumatic event has happened and that his magical identity happened at the same time that he willed the school bus to murder his abuser.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you something deep and dark and personal now. Ready? Good. I killed someone.
Action.
It's the moment that Elliot discovered that he first had magical ability. So Elliot's identity is wrapped up in this one kind of very formative event.
But when I did this, I became the worst person in my life.
Cut.
Charlton, meet my friends. Quentin, from the time I convinced him to fight Penny. Fen, who was ready to fight pirates at a moment's notice. And Margot, the welter's captain. No force in heaven or on earth is more terrifying.
We had some fun stuff in the episode.
We did.
as
It was
opposed
memory Margo, so I
acid
just used
trip
it as an excuse to practice my stunts, basically.
Basically. She beat the shit out of a monster in episode 5, and it's
Absolutely
astonishing.
Yeah.
The commitment.
Your face looks like a scrotum!
They're characters that exemplify good moments in Elliot's life, but that aren't necessarily three-dimensionally drawn characters. They're sort of impressions of the best parts of Elliot's life. So helpful Quentin and, you know, merciless Margot, you know, it's a alliterative device there for you. And Fen's there too.
Oh yeah, Ben was there too.
Yeah.
You ever tangled with a knife maker's daughter? Come at me!
Oh, that wasn't as bad as I expected.
Ken's feelings about Elliot are very surface. And so she's mourning for the idea of a husband that she's lost rather than a person that she's deeply connected to. And so I think that's why she's so able to easily process it and cry it out and have these hilarious rituals.
What are you doing? The last lay. The widow lays in her marital bed, buried in the garments of her deceased love.
She does do it in a loving way. She wants Margot to process it as well.
Yeah.
But I don't think Fen realizes how deeply Margot is connected to Elliot.
How long did you cry when you found out that
I've been a little busy.
Me, Summer, wanted to have this moment of grief, and I wanted to punctuate, you know, his meaning to Margot's life, and I wanted it to happen, you know, immediately. But it wasn't written that way, and I think it's probably more true to life because you have to act quickly if you know that your friend is possessed by a monster.
I can't cry out all the sadness ever. Because if I start, I'll never stop, understand?
God, watching you though, like holding it back, was so powerful.
I guess that's the TV thing, you
Like
know?
standing there and looking at you and you like holding the tears and I was like, no, it's gonna make me cry again.
Action.
Today we're in the Netherlands, and today we are shooting a scene with Alice and Plover where they go to the fountain that is going to take him to the poison world.
The poison world we saw in season 2 is this whole planet that's filled with poison that got Penny sick, that got Penny killed.
The Alice and Plover storyline has been one of my favorites this season because Plover's clearly a very bad man and Alice has done a lot of bad things and she's constantly coping with that right now and trying to figure out how to, you know, redeem herself to her friends and herself.
You sure this is the right one?
You don't trust the book?
Well, no, it's just I've never seen one locked before. I've really enjoyed working with Olivia. I've really enjoyed these scenes together. I love doing shows where you enter into a whole other universe. I've just loved every second of it.
Charles is really wonderful. I've had a blast working with him. We didn't get to work together much in season 1 when he was on the show, and in this season we've gotten to work together for several episodes, and it's just been fantastic. He just nails this character, and he's such a sweet, sweet man in person. It's kind of insane that he has to play this child molester.
I do hope wherever you go is where you're supposed to be.
Same to you.
All right, cut.
Hi, Quentin.
What was it like for you when you opened that door
And saw you.
and saw this angelic face? Last time Quentin saw Alice, she was turning the keys that he worked so hard to fetch into liquid metal. In strolls rebel Rousing Alice.
Well, she had the right intention. You don't agree with it, but I do.
The right intention?
She was trying to save you guys.
You
from
could have
Kurt.
talked to us about it. Maybe we could have had a conversation. Maybe you could have said like, "Hey, this is what I'm thinking," and I could have said, "Maybe there's something in the middle."
You're right, but that's what she's learned this year is to sit back and listen.
So all this was to say, that moment at the door
Was
I
pretty
opened the door.
charged.
Charged.
It was really exciting to get to work with Jason again. It's my favorite.
One of the best actors you've ever been
They're my
around.
favorite scenes. Quentin and Alice have such a chemistry, and the scenes between Quentin and Alice are so much more grounded in human feelings and emotions. So anytime we get to work together, I'm thrilled.
I don't have space for us right now.
I'm not asking you to.
There are a lot of unresolved issues between these two, and in this moment, there's not time to sit down and figure them out.
With Quentin, just him letting her in was all she needed. That's great. She gets it. She's mad at him and she understands why. So it's baby steps.
Action. I'd like it back now.
Every guest star we've had this season, Hale walks in and has like a brief moment to introduce himself and then like has to rip their heart out.
It's true.
It's
It's
the
true. I'm
through
like,
line.
hi, I'm Hale. I will be fisting your chest cavity this afternoon. Nice to meet you. Strangest job in the world.
That's great.
I'm really good at it though.
Thanks.
This will never make the cut.
I think it will. Have you seen the show?